Good morning. Happy Tuesday. The last Tuesday of August. How did that happen? I know, it's so crazy. I hope everybody's had a great week so far. We want to get started here in just a second with our 30-second intros. But if you haven't done so already, go to the chat box, put your first, last name, email address in there, as well as any other links you'd like to share. As a reminder, you'll get a replay link as well as a link to the chat box after the festivities today. I'll email it right out to you. So we'll get started with our 30-second intros, and then I'll ask Shannon to introduce our speaker, Andie, and then we'll finish up with some announcements today. So I'll get us started, and I'll ask Margie to go after me. I'm going to put Margie on the spot here at the beginning. I'm Jill Celeste. I'm the founder of Virtual Networkers. I created Virtual Networkers in 2018 because I'm a low-energy introvert who wanted to network from home, because I thought, well, I'm running my business through Zoom. Why can't I network through Zoom? And I'm pleased to say that at least 62 other women agreed with me, and we are here on our virtual networking journey. So if you know a woman entrepreneur who would like to join us, please ask them to come to one of our meetings. They can see our meeting schedule at virtualnetworkers.biz. So with that, I'll flip it over to Margie and then Andie.
Well, from the moment that our children arrive, most parents ask themselves the same questions. How on earth are we going to raise these kids to be confident, resilient, happy, and achieve some sort of success throughout their life? I'm Margie Haddad. I live in Israel in the United States. I've been in global public relations for 30 years, and I'm the mother of 3 grown kids. I'm the author of a award-winning and best-selling book called The Power of PR Parenting, published by Muse Literary, and I am the founder of the PR Parenting Movement. And I am helping parents to have an easier time at it, an easier time parenting using a new approach called PR Parenting, intended to help our children to thrive and ultimately make our world a kinder and more respectful place. Information on PR Parenting can be found at PR4 spell out the 4. And I'm also on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram.
So good to see you. So Shannon, Sherry, and Stephanie. Margie's actually in our chapter. She had joined and then had a family emergency and couldn't join us right away. So she's here now. So ladies, make sure to welcome her officially to our group. All right, we'll do Andie, then Shannon.
Good morning, everyone. I am Andie Hancock, and I am a peaceful productivity coach and wellness advocate. I'm also a leader of a group in Network in Action. My group is called Lucrative Lifestyle Leaders. And I'm also looking for coaches and consultants who help their clients live healthy, happy lives while balancing their businesses and careers. And with my peaceful productivity coaching, I help entrepreneurs and busy salespeople weather the storms that are internal, external, so that they can not only build thriving businesses, but stay healthy and whole while they do so. I have my scheduling link in the chat if you would like to have a one-to-one with me.
Love it. And we're looking forward to your presentation today. Thank you for being here. Shannon and Stephanie.
Mm-hmm. Are you feeling chained to your business, constantly juggling tasks and responsibilities? Well, I've been there too, and it's time to break free. I'm Shannon Baker, Mind Your Time podcast host, Mighty Society membership founder, and I live in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, near DC. But I specialize in empowering purpose-driven women to break free from the daily grind by implementing smart automation and building a supportive dream team. I've helped my clients save 10 to 20 hours every week. Just imagine having that extra time to make a real impact and scale your business effortlessly while enjoying the lifestyle freedom you deserve. Let's connect and explore how you can regain control of your time and achieve success on your own terms. Schedule a discovery call with me to start this transformative journey. A link to my calendar is in the chat box.
Beautiful. Thank you, Shannon. Stephanie, then Sherry.
Hey, ladies. Did you know that most nonprofits, and you've probably heard me say this before, but did you know that most nonprofits don't consider themselves to be actual businesses? With such important missions, they often lead from the heart only and not with the head. My name is Stephanie Muscat, and I am on a quest to help nonprofits truly deliver in their communities. To do this, I founded Bavera in 2004, And today we are an award-winning global boutique agency. And our work changes the world in small ways by helping nonprofits make better business decisions. And in the announcements, I have a very special one about something new Bavaria is going to start doing. So you'll start hearing that in the 30-second intros next week. So stay tuned.
All right. I look forward to it. Thanks, Stephanie. All right, Miss Sherry.
Imagine waking up and starting your business workday knowing that everything is set up correctly so that you are legally protected, knowing that you're in compliance with all of the rules and regulations that apply to your business, knowing that your client contract actually protects you in the event your client decides not to pay. I'm Sherry Andrews, your small business and trademark attorney, the best-selling author of Smooth Sailing, A Practical Guide to Legally Protecting Your Business, and the founder of the Wise Owl Academy, the place for knowledge-hungry entrepreneurs to learn all about the legal aspects of running their small business. And I'm here to help you make sure you have that feeling, that peace of mind, so that when you wake up and start your workday, you know that you can dive right in without any fear, without anything holding you back. If any of that interests you, let's talk.
Thank you, Sherry. All right, ladies. I know Miss Stacy is taking her car to the shop this morning, so she may pop in. If not, we'll send her a replay after this. Otherwise, Shannon, if you could introduce Andie, and then Andie, I did open up a screen share in case you need it. Shannon,
Okay.
go ahead.
So, Andrea is a business owner, best-selling author, national speaker, podcast co-host, and champion of emotional well-being. She believes that bringing awareness and personal understanding to a person's productivity can significantly decrease stress and emotional anxiety. She's been professionally organizing since 2010. In 2023, she decided to do less hands-on organizing and more coaching and consulting, and created the Dexterous Lifestyle, launched for those who desire an opportunity to create positive change in their mindset. While constantly evolving in ways to help clients put themselves into the structure they need to be successful, Dexterous Lifestyle is currently a training and small group coaching for busy people who have autonomy over their schedule and want to bring awareness to what's working and what's not to mold and shape a life, business, or career that works for them.
I don't know how I got muted. Thank you so much, Shannon. But I'm happy that Zoom had that little thing pop up like you're muted. I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Thank you so much, Shannon, for the introduction. As she mentioned, I started a business in 2010 to help people get organized. And the name of that business was Be Dexterous, and it evolved to Dexterous Organizing. And then I went from working solo as an organizer to having a team of organizers. And in my journey as a business owner and a professional organizer, I found this to be the case. Although people had different stuff, they had different amounts of money, they had different professions, they typically had the same challenges. And although we helped the client with the stuff, sometimes we didn't have the bandwidth. And usually because they hired us as professional organizers and not as therapists, we didn't have the jurisdiction to help them with them. And enough to really kind of change their habits, their perspectives on what they continue to do the same things over and over and then expect a different outcome. So we all have dreams as entrepreneurs, and we've stepped into, or business owners, and stepped into that dream and courage to pursue them. So the question is, why did we start our businesses? And so, we all have our why. And I think back to, when I started Dexterous Organizing or Be Dexterous at the time, in order to market my business and grow the business, I did what you all doing, a lot of networking. And so I rubbed shoulders with a lot of entrepreneurs, many of whom would actually turn into clients. And then I started seeing parallels between the challenges of my clients and the challenges of my colleagues. And I started to look at my own hustle, so to speak, and I realized I need to be more productive. And so how many of us, and I'll try to see the chat, or if you raise your hand, how many of us like got into business so that we could really have more autonomy and time freedom? Is that the case? Let me see if I can see. Yes, we had, but after many years of starting our businesses, what did we find? We found that we had less time. We could barely take a vacation sometimes. And I would often joke in the beginning of owning my business that I felt like as an entrepreneur, I had 6 jobs and I was only getting paid for one. And then after extensive research, and I need to be more productive. I need to get more done. I read so many books. I went to all the trainings. I listened to all the podcasts on productivity because organization and productivity go hand in hand. And then there's the hardest instruction that I've gotten, which is experience. And I actually learned that productivity isn't about doing more. It's about doing the most important things. And so I'm trying to, hold on, now my mouse is stuck on presentation mode. Let me see. Okay, I don't know how to get out of that. There we are. Give me my mouse back. So then I started to see, oh, I went too far back. Sorry, excuse me. So then I started to, from experience, realize that it's not about doing more, it's about doing the most important things. And so how do we determine what's the most important things? Well, we prioritize. But then that leaves the question, well, what's important? How do I prioritize? How do I structure my day? How do I structure my life to be more effective? And so I came to learn 9 key elements that change a person from doing the same things over and over, but expecting a change, expecting peace, doing the same things over and over, and expecting less stress and overwhelm, doing the same things over and over, and expecting to grow the business and not lose your sanity. And so, of course, I took those 9 things and I made an acronym, which is for my business name sake, which is dexterous. And many people sometimes ask me, well, what does dexterous even mean? I know ambidextrous means I can use both my hands, but the word dexterous actually means to be agile, to be skillful, having ability to think quickly and effectively, do something difficult, but extremely well. So when we like all those types of qualities in our lives in this chaotic world, right? We want to be dexterous in our business and dexterous in our life. And so these 9 strategies will provide us with practical things that we can do with our time and our energy, using them wisely, supporting our health, which is very important, and our well-being while we grow a thriving business. So I don't have a lot of time. We're going to quickly go through these 9 strategies. And I'm going to admit, some of you probably already heard some of them before, and that's fine. Some of you have already implemented some of these things with success, and some have tried to implement them and they've had challenges. But I invite you, wherever you are on the spectrum, to get curious about what didn't work, what did work. How would you like your life to be different if the strategy presented was possible? And if it didn't work, get curious about why it didn't. Because really, if we use awareness as a tool and not as a weapon of negative shame and should, we can really begin to navigate our entrepreneurial journey in a more transformative and healthy way. So the first one that we'll talk about is delegation. So we all may know that, or have at least heard that delegation is important. It can really help us to focus on our core tasks, what we're really good at. It can reduce burnout. It can help enhance our creativity. But I know I had on my journey of delegation, and we'll get more into this later, had challenges with delegating. You'd find someone and then it didn't work out, and then you feel like you're doing more work. And you're saying, oh, I'm supposed to delegate things that I'm not good at, but I feel like they're not good at it either. So it's really part of the strategy is selecting trustworthy team members or partners to really find in our delegation. And I also say delegate not only things that are within our business, but maybe things that are outside of our business. My very first business coach says, I get house cleaners. I used to think it was a bad thing, but now I realize how much more I can get done if I have someone house clean. One thing I love is Instacart. I love Instacart. Whether they drop it directly at my door, or even if I'm on my way and I just put it in the car, that saves hours in decision fatigue. And if you're an introvert, being around more people, draining your energy. And some of the things that we have to do is set clear expectations and communication when we delegate. And unfortunately, we can't delegate everything. I have a friend of mine, she has a really high metabolism, and I wish I could just mail her some fat so she could burn it for me. But, I gotta do that on my own. So there's always gonna be things that we have to do that are going to not be easy. It's something that we're not going to thoroughly enjoy. And so that's why the next strategy is so important. And that is energy management. So our time, usually we hear time management, but we all have the same amount of hours in the day. But we do not all have the same levels of energy, and our energies are different in different times of the day. So and there's not just, we think energy, we think, oh, I'm up and I'm moving, but there's mental energy, there's emotional energy. And all of this affects our focus and our motivation and ultimately our productivity. So we know often, things that are energy boosting things. We know we can rattle them off. We tell them to our children, right? Exercise, eat healthy, go to bed on time. Those are some things that we know will kind of produce our energy. But then it's really hard to understand how those things may affect us individually. Some people I know a friend of mine, she says she absolutely needs 9 hours of sleep. Absolutely. She doesn't get it. She is dragging through the part of her day. Through my journey, I realized 7 hours is good for me. If I did do 8, great. But I can function on 6, but it's not great. By the end of the week, I'm dragging. But if I get less than 6, I have this need for a nap. So, and some of us can drink caffeine. If we can just have it, align, we're good, right? But some of us, me included, if I drink caffeine too late, I'm up all night. Sugar, carbs, they all may have different effects on us and our different tolerance levels, and they may change with age. So the best thing to do in our energy management strategy is to also bring awareness. How do we bring awareness to our energy management? We can take we can keep an energy journal. It doesn't have to be super complicated. We can do something as simple as set our timers on our phones for maybe 3 to 5 times a day. And we can ask simple questions like, how are you feeling? And if you are in a, great spot, you can put a little emoji. Maybe you have a little designation, a sad face means I'm low energy. A really big smile means I have a lot of energy. But not only, where is your energy, but maybe make a note about, I'm tired, but my brain is foggy, or I'm awake, but I'm distracted. I just can't seem to focus. And then you might write about maybe what you ate, or maybe how much sleep you got. And then after maybe a week or a month, however long you like to take, analyze that information. You may be surprised. You may step back and realize that this causes this. And so now once you have that information, that awareness, you can then say, well, I'm really high energy, or my natural high energy is this. I focus better at this time of day. And then you can be intentional and set blocks around and boundaries around those times that you have higher focus, and batch those things that we talked about. You can't delegate, but you need to do. And this will help you to exist in excitement. So there's a short story I have. I remember when I was about, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, my mom wanted to get me up in the morning during my summer break so that we could go volunteer. And, that doesn't sound really fun for a 6-year-old, right? I'm like, volunteer, yeah. So I'm like, I'm so tired, Mom. I can't go volunteer today. And she says, well, what if I said, today we're going to King's Dominion? And I shot out of there and I was like, King's Dominion, a few minutes ago, I could barely open my eyes. I didn't want to get out. But as soon as she said something that was fun to me, I immediately had energy for it. And so a lot of times that happens with us. We may stack these hard things that we just they just suck the energy out of us over and over. And then we're wondering why I don't like this, or I don't want to do that, or my business is just draining me. But if we can delegate some of the things that we don't like to do, if we can maybe prioritize our energy management and block in times that we can get things done when we're high energy, and maybe do other things productive when we're low energy that don't take a lot of our mental power, then we can really start to structure our life and our day in a way that really is exciting. We may also learn what is the carrot, so to speak, of things that we find enjoyable. So maybe we do something for a short amount of time, kind of like if you've heard of HIIT workout, high intensity interval training, where you're just like hitting something hard really for a short amount of time, and then there's a rest. So many of us may have heard of the Pomodoro method or something of that nature that can really help us still be productive, hold it long enough so that we can then do something that's more exciting or more fun. And so again, bringing awareness. What is your catalyst for fun? What do you like to do that you can include in your day so that you can exist in excitement? And let's not forget about time to think. Sometimes we look at our day and it's like meeting, writing a paper, and we don't really give ourselves time to think. Or if we are driving or doing something, we're listening to a podcast or music, but our brains really are creative and in problem solving mode when it's not always taking something, and it's not when it's stressed or fatigued. Typically, our minds are in problem solving mode when when we let our minds wander. And so sometimes we have to schedule that. We have to bring boundaries around that time, where we just look out the window and we take that time for strategic thinking. And then that goes into educate. It is really important that we sharpen our saw, but we can be aware of what is the best way that we can do this without it being overwhelming. Do we learn better when we're in a group setting, at a convention or a classroom? Maybe just reading or listening or a combination, because we all have to be on top of our game as far as our crafts are concerned. We have to learn new things in order to operate our businesses. So education is really important. So continuous learning for growth will help us to do that. And this is very important: rest, routines, and rituals. Where do you regain your sanity? We think about that. Is it a bath after a long day? Is it sitting on your patio or in your backyard when it's not too hot? Is it walking the dog? We can start to create routines that allow for us to rest, allow for us to regain sanity. And then we can always work on creating a portable sane space through rituals. Like, for instance, I love lighting candles or incense. The smell and the aroma can really help center me. It could be touch. Some of us are very tactical. Could be a stress ball or something of that nature. So routines are really tiny habits that let our brain go in kind of autopilot. And rituals are like the soothing pieces of scents, like pumpkin spice lattes. Remind us of fall. And then a professional organizer is not going to not talk about organization. And really, what I want to mention with this is it's not about how it looks, because we're all different. It's really about finding what you need when you need it. Without organization, you can't delegate effectively. You may squander valuable energy looking for things. And studies also show that productivity increases in spaces where we feel less chaotic. And I like everything out. That's why my background is blurry. It might seem chaotic to someone else. I have cards all out because, when someone gives me a card, I have it on my board. I like seeing things. That doesn't mean I'm not organized. Again, bringing awareness and looking for how you operate, which kind of goes into the next thing, embracing your uniqueness. I always would tell my clients, they may live with someone who likes everything clear, all clear surfaces, where the other person, like me, I'm out of sight, out of mind. I need to see things. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Neither one is wrong. We just need to embrace our uniqueness and understand how we think, so that we don't go into some shame spiral of, oh, I'm not like this person, and they're, so we need to really water our own grass and understand how we operate. And finally, systems. Systems are just intentional ways of doing something so that we can create more consistent outcomes. Systems are all around us. Our solar system, our nervous system. Sometimes we think of systems and for a really creative person, we're like, it sounds boring. But systems really are something that helps us to gain consistency and stability. So in review, we have delegating. I did not spell that correctly. Sorry, I did this late. Delegate. Look that up. Energy awareness and management. Exist in excitement. Time to think. Educate. Rest, routines and rituals. Organization. Understanding your uniqueness, and systems. So don't wait to prioritize you. And thank you for joining me on this journey toward a healthier and more energized life. And as B. David Walters, as an author, said, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm saying it's going to be worth it. If it was easy, we've done it already. And if this QR code will take you to a small survey, you can, give me some great feedback or criticism. I'll take it with a smile and only get better from it. It will also give me more insight into what I can delve more into and what maybe you have personal challenges with. So that's all she wrote.
Very good. Oh, Andie, that was such a good presentation. Let's open it up for some questions or comments. We were commenting how we like the energy management piece, and us
Oh yeah,
introverts are like, yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I loved the energy management, because so many people talk about time management and structure your calendar this way, and I learned in my 40s that it's energy over time, that I have so many hours in a day where I have energy, where I can be productive. And I had a business coach tell me, either delegate it, delight in it, or delete it, and manage your energy that way. And your presentation, I reflected that. I just loved it, and I love that approach. So thank you.
I like those
And I
D's.
see in the comments that Marjorie talked about jet lag.
Mm.
But what that information is, well, when we understand our energy and what's going to affect it, we can then block off time. And so instead of coming back from California or Hawaii or somewhere and then going straight into to work, maybe we block off 2 or 3 days to kind of ease back into things. And so, we can't control, our energy. And I know for me, mornings are unpredictable. Some mornings I wake up and I'm raring to go. Some mornings I need at least 60 to 90 minutes to just kind of get myself together. And so I purposely don't schedule well, unless
Here you
I
are.
know ahead of time and can get myself together. And that's probably why I spelled delegate wrong, but I was working at that late at night. But anyway.
You could delegate, could be like delegate and engage together. You could make up a word there, Andie, like your own thing.
That's what I meant to do.
That's exactly it. You were on your way. That's so funny. I'm studying a lot about introversion. I've been reading books about introversion because I'm an introvert, and I'm thinking, what's sometimes I think, what's wrong with me? But there's nothing wrong with me, but suffice me. And the energy piece, as we talked about, is so important, but also that rest piece, especially if you're an introvert, because we're always in our minds. We may look like we're sitting still and not doing anything, but our brains are going like, all the gears are shifting. And that rest is something I think a lot of women entrepreneurs, who especially might have kids or aging parents, we forget. We got to rest. And I'm glad to see that was part of your presentation as well, because it's an important reminder. Yeah, Margie, go ahead. Oh, there you go.
So, Andie, one of the things I appreciated about your presentation is your pace. You're extremely easy to understand, and that's very key. I'll speak for myself. I could understand everything the first time that you said it, which is very important for understanding a presentation. So really well done. And I've been presentation training for 30 years. So, and not only that, but the other thing is that forget about Hawaii to California. Okay, I'm working on a 7-hour time zone difference right now between Florida and Jerusalem. And you kept my attention the entire way through, so all the respect for that. In terms of rest, have you guys heard of the power nap?
Heard of it. I thought I invented it.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I find that a 10 to 20-minute power nap, even if I'm sitting in a chair, has worked miracles over the years. And in terms of managing the jet lag, I just reorganize my schedule. If I'm awake at 2 in the morning, then the job gets done at 2 in the morning. I just don't, what I don't do is I don't get behind a wheel of a car, and I don't do anything that requires any heavy lifting or heavy decision making.
That's a good reminder.
I wait until I'm not caffeine energy induced, no drug inducement, until I make those kind of decisions. So yeah, I just want to kind of to share with that, because all the points that you touched upon are so very important, and I'm really glad that you were here to make this presentation today, because it's really good reminders for all of us. Even I've been in business for 30 years, and these are good reminders for me too.
Where are you at now, Margie? Are you in Florida or are you in Jerusalem?
I'm back in Jerusalem, and I'm flying to Austria tomorrow. So yet another time
Yeah,
zone,
you'll
time
have to jump.
zone
Yeah. Well,
change.
safe
Yeah.
journey. Safe journeys as you
Thank you. But this is the good stuff.
yes.
I'm finally going on a holiday that's been planned for months, and hopefully everything will go smoothly and get some sunshine after a lot of darkness.
Yes. Well, good for you. That sounds wonderful. Good way to rest as well. Any other comments or questions for Andie before we move to announcements? Are we good? All right. So ladies, we're going to switch over to announcements now. This is your chance to ask for referral or something you need help promoting. You can do a shout out. Take a moment to just let us know how we can help you. I have a couple announcements and then I'll ask Shannon to go after me. I did have a couple announcements where I put my paper. And next Tuesday, we are not meeting. It is Labor Day here in the United States. So as we continue that long weekend, so no meeting next Tuesday. We'll be back the following Tuesday, and Shannon Baker is our speaker. So we're looking forward to that. And also a reminder to our members, the Summertime Coffee Date Challenge is still going on. It ends September 15th. I just sent out a sticker to Miss Sherry this week, so you'll be getting that soon, Sherry. So it's not too late. Put your points in there and I have plenty of crowns and stickers, so please put your points in. I want to send them out. So those are my announcements. I'll ask Shannon to go and then Stephanie.
I don't have a specific announcement, but glad I could make it today. So, because Andie and I have known each other for quite some time. So I appreciate the energy management as I've spent the last week and a half caring for both parents for different medical reasons. So definitely my energy level is very low, even with coffee, because it doesn't energize me. I just love the way it tastes. But it was good to be here and get the reminders that it's okay, because I pulled back in business to take care of what's most important. And I love that I've designed my business to be that way. So just glad I made it.
Yeah, I'm hoping parents are okay. And if you've never seen Shannon's coffee bar, I don't even drink coffee and I want one. I mean, it's amazing. She's got her own little Starbucks in her house.
I do.
It probably saves you money than going to Starbucks. You have your own
It does.
stuff, right?
That was my COVID gift to myself.
That is a great gift. I'm sure it's something that keeps on giving too.
Mm-hmm.
We're glad you're here. We'll see you in a couple weeks. Stephanie, then Sherry.
I want to see Shannon's coffee bar. That sounds awesome. Wish I lived closer. So as I teased in my 30-second intro, Bavera is adding for the first time in a very long time a service to its menu. Are you an entrepreneur with a vision to create meaningful change in your community? Do you believe in the power of collaboration between business and nonprofits? Then Bavera is your consultant. We're our new service. This is the first time I'm talking about it, so it may sound a little bit clunky. So please forgive me. I've written about it. I haven't spoken about it. Our new service is community engagement for entrepreneurs, and we'll be guiding entrepreneurs to collaborate effectively with nonprofits, fostering community engagement for mutual benefit. We will facilitate the design of initiatives that address community needs while advancing your entrepreneurial objectives. And that includes resource allocation, transparent communication, public relations strategies that enhance trust and awareness. Our focus is on measurable outcomes that enable entrepreneurs to track and showcase the positive effects of their initiatives. And this is born out of 20 plus years in the nonprofit sector, in addition to being in the entrepreneurial community for 18 years and being asked by friends who are entrepreneurs, can you help us work successfully with the nonprofit sector? I've been voluntarily doing this for a very long time and said, you know what? I should make this a paid service. I should get something out of this. Yep. So this dynamic synergy between entrepreneurship and nonprofits contributes to social welfare and to cultivating a business environment that's rooted in purpose and social responsibility. So that is our new service. If you yourself as an entrepreneur, or if you know of an entrepreneur that is interested in engaging in the nonprofit community or creating more community impact, my information is in the chat, and let's talk.
I have a question, if I may, Stephanie.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you post something somewhere in the community with some sort of a graphic with the information that we can share on social media?
Yes, I can do that. Thank you for.
I'd be happy to share this with all of my communities.
Mhm.
And then that way you'll get, rather than just me talking with people, you'll get the extended network of thousands.
Thank you very much for asking. We just are finishing up the graphics now, so I'll have that posted in our community in Mighty Networks in the next day or two. Thank you.
That's a generous offer. Thank you, Margie. Stephanie, very excited for you.
Thank you.
See great things happening. All right, Sherry, then Margie.
All right, I got 3 things quickly.
Okay.
First, Andie, thank you so much for your presentation. And like everybody else, the energy management is a good reminder, but I also really liked the time to think piece. Because as small business owners, we get nowhere if we don't have time to just shut everything else out and like ruminate on where our business is going. Which takes me to the next thing. My business is going into the Wise Owl Academy launch. So that is coming up. My advertising window is September 1st to the 12th. I am looking for launch partners who are willing to help me spread this information out on social media. And my master class, it's free. It's on September 12th or September 14th. You can sign up for either one, and I will be dropping the links for both signing up as a launch partner and registering for the free masterclass into the chat. My third thing is a shout out. So if any of you need help with social media, no, I don't do it. Jen Nichols, who is a member of our Friday chapter, she does a lot of my social media for me. I do some myself, but she does a lot of mine. She does both coaching, so it's like helping you understand and brainstorm how you can get your word out there, and then also done for you if you want somebody else to just put all the stuff out there and you don't have time. So that delegation piece, if you're looking for somebody to help you with that, I know she has some openings right now, and I would love to help her get them filled. So if you or someone you know might use that help, reach out to Jen.
Excellent. Jen does a great job. She just submitted her chapter for the anthology that we're putting together. Such good content. Looking forward to sharing it. Okay, Margie, and then we'll ask Andie to go next.
Well, as I stated in my intro, I have a new book out, and it's the tool for the PR parenting movement. And I'm starting to be booked for speaking engagements, which is actually my core mission and number one vehicle that I'm interested in spreading the word and helping moms and helping the kids and getting this thing going internationally. Because truly, if we can get people to speak and communicate with respect and with kindness, we might actually achieve a goal of a better world, but also for generations to come, because we all remember how our parents spoke to us, right? We picked up the stuff from them, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. Hopefully we're paying it forward in the most positive way, and public relation practices can help do that. I wrote a whole book about it, the successes and the failures and everything in between. So my ask here is, one, helping to spread the word about the book and about the movement. And does anybody have kids here? Just show of hands. Anybody, kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, any kind of kids in their life? Okay, so I'm told, even though this was initially my love letter to today's working mom, I'm told that it speaks to anybody who has kids in their life. So I guess the ask is just to help me spread the word in your own communities. And if anybody would be interested, or they know of a network that's looking for speakers, to recommend me.
Well, we definitely have a speaker opportunity here in Virtual Networkers. Maybe Stephanie, contact Margie to get her on the first quarter, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I actually was just, as soon as you said that, I made a note that I'm going to contact you about January, and we're going to get you booked. So
Yeah,
you'll
we'll get
hear
you
from me in the next couple of hours too.
How about that for fun? And if you didn't drop your title, you may have, and I just don't see it. Margie, but if you want to put your information about the book in the chat box, you're welcome to do so. You may already have it in there. I just don't see it. But feel free to do that. Speaking of what I did see in our chat box is Andie dropped the link to her survey. So please make sure to do that. Andie, is there anything else we can help you with? Any clients we can keep an ear to the ground for you? Referrals we can send your way?
I appreciate that. In October, I'm starting a 9-week course. The 9 things that we're going over, we go into deep dives. But I'm also looking to partner with coaches, consultants, service providers who, like, I'm going to be speaking about the awareness of things. And sometimes that will shake the world of my clients. And they're like, well, how do I go about doing that? So I want to point them in the direction of consultants and coaches who really go into deep dive on what it could be delegating, or it could be energy management, and all the things that, go into business. So I'm looking to partner with them. And I'm doing that in a strategic way with my network. And so our next meeting that introduced them into that next level networking is September 27th at 6 p.m. Eastern, believe it. Yeah. And I will put the link to register for that as soon as I find it.
Okay, so Andie runs her own networking group. It's virtual, right, Andie?
Yes.
Yeah. As well. So if you're looking for a networking opportunity, check out Andie's. I love that we have lots of virtual networking opportunities. We're going to take over the world, ladies. Anything else for our group today? Oh, Margie, thank you for putting that in our chat box. Andie will put her link in there for her networking group. And that's it. So I'm going to wait for Andie to put that in there before I close this meeting. But, you can take your time, Andie. Don't rush. Is there anything else that we need to help each other with? Okay. So don't forget, no meeting next Tuesday. We'll see each other. I don't know what date it is. September 5? No. So 12, something like that. We'll see each other soon. 2 weeks, whatever date that is. And I'll get this link and replay out to you. So anyway, ladies, great seeing you. I'll see you all in a couple of weeks. Take care, everybody.
I'll send the link out to you, Jill. Maybe you can put
That's
it in.
okay.
Oh, you're going to wait for me now? Okay.
I'm going to end the recording.